Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Shall we have a dance? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. The link is on the comments and also on the timeline. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Look on my timeline, it's got to be out there. Timeline. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Somebody post the link if you see the link in the comments here, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'll post it in the 18 and the Gaura's Angels too. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For this. Woo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. The gopis glorify Krishna's flute. Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 10th canto, chapter 22. Sukadeva Goswami said, "Thus Vrindavan forest was filled with transparent animal waters, and cooled by the breezes, perfumed by the fragrance of lotus flowers, growing in the clear lakes. The infallible Lord, accompanied by his cows and cowherd boyfriends, the infallible Lord, accompanied by his cows and cowherd friends, entered that Vrindavan forest. The lakes, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan, the lakes, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan, resounded with sounds of maddened bees and flocks of birds."
Professional mode.
The lakes, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan resounded with the sounds of maddened bees and flocks of birds moving about the flowering trees. In the company of his cowherd boys, Balaram, Madhupati, Sri Krishna entered the forest, and while herding the cows, he began to vibrate his flute. Oops. When the young ladies in the cowherd village of Raj heard the song of Krishna's flute, which arouses the influence of Cupid, some of them privately began describing Krishna's qualities to their intimate friends. The cowherd girls began to speak about Krishna, but when they remembered his activities, O king, the power of Cupid disturbed their minds, and thus they could not speak. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue kanikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold. Okay, if anybody goes off again, I can't go back and forth. I already lost my place. So if you fall off, you fall off. So just the cowherd girl said, "Oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda, those eyes who see the faces of the beautiful sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate, are certainly fortunate. Those eyes who see the faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, as these two sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, as these two sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, driving the cows before them, as these two sons enter the forest, driving the cows before them. They hold up their flutes to their mouths. 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 And glance lovingly, upon the residents of Vrindavan, and glance lovingly and glance my goodness, is this conclusive? Upon the residents of Vrindavan, for those who have eyes, for those who have ears, I added that. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. For those who have eyes, for those who have ears, we think there are no greater objects of vision. The cowherd girl said, oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly very fortunate, are certainly very fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths. They hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan, and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. Dressed in charming variety of garments, dressed in a charming variety of garments, upon which their garlands rest, and decorating themselves with peacock feathers, lotuses, lilies, newly grown mango sprouts, and clusters of flower buds, decorating themselves with peacock feathers. Peacock feathers, lotuses, lilies, newly grown mango sprouts, and clusters of flower buds, Krishna and Balaram shine forth magnificently. Krishna and Balaram shine forth magnificently among the assembly of cowherd boys. They look just like the best of dancers appearing on a dramatic stage, and sometimes they sing. They look just like the best of dancers appearing on a dramatic stage, and sometimes they sing. Oh, my dear gopis, my dear gopis, my dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed? What auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the nectar from Krishna's lips? My dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the nectar of Krishna's lips? Oh. My dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the nectar of Krishna's lips independently and leave only a taste for us gopis? And leave only a taste for us gopis, for whom that nectar is actually meant. For whom that nectar is actually meant. For whom that nectar is actually meant. Oh my Krishna. Oh boy. I think this is the promised land. The land of milk and honey. Oh my goodness. Okay. The forefathers of the flute, the bamboo trees, shed tears of pleasure. The forefathers of the bamboo flute shed tears of pleasure. His mother, the river, on whom the bank of the bamboo was born. His mother, the river, on whose bank the bamboo was born. Feels jubilation. And therefore her blooming lotus eyes, and therefore her blooming lotus eyes are standing like hair on her body, are standing like hair on her body. Oh friend, Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth. Oh friend, Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth. Having obtained the treasure of the lotus feet of Krishna, having obtained the treasure of the lotus feet of Krishna. Oh friend, Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth, is spreading the glory of the earth, having attained the treasure of the lotus feet of Krishna, the son of Devaki. Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth, having obtained the treasure of Krishna's lotus feet, the son of Devaki. The peacocks dance madly. The peacocks dance madly when they hear Govinda's flute. The peacocks dance madly when they hear Krishna's flute. The peacocks dance madly when they hear Krishna's flute. And the other creatures see them from the hilltops. They all become stunned. And the other creatures see them from the hilltops and become stunned. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Blessed are all these foolish deer, because they have approached Maharaj Nanda's son. Blessed are all these foolish deer, because they have approached Maharaj Nanda's son, who is gorgeously dressed and playing on his flute. Indeed, both the doe and the bucks worship the Lord with looks of love and affection. This is the essence. See, only when you can say, I'm just a fool, and approach the flutes who are singing Krishna's real glories. See, I'm just a foolish. Blessed are the foolish deer who approach the sons of Maharaj Nanda. You got to go through the door, right? See, yeah, you got to go through the flutes. Do you hear their song? You know, Krishna and the flutes. See, the Lord broadcasts his glories through his flutes. Blessed is this Vrindavan. The feet has touched the earth. It touched Vrindavan. See, it's touched Vrindavan. It becomes Vrindavan. The Lord's come here to touch the earth. We're that earth. And spread his glories in this world. Who else could do it? You know, this is why Krishna was forgotten. You know, people, you have to be touched by that Krishna, you know. You have to, you know, find, you know, that flute, those flutes. Might be just that flute. And then there becomes those flutes. See, spreading Krishna's glory, see? He's making more flutes. He wants to give everybody this. Why not? Increases his glories. Yeah, wow, man, look at this. Zillions of people are chanting his name. It must be powerful, man. Why would we do that? Blessed are all these foolish deer, because they have approached the son of Maharaj Nanda. Not directly through the flutes. Can you tell where the flute is playing the song? That's the question. The flute in the song is transcendental. It awakens up transcendental eyes. The cowherd girls began to speak about Krishna, but when they remembered his activities, O king, the power of Cupid disturbed their minds, and thus they could not speak. See, these persons represent Krishna because they have bhakti, love for Krishna. See, therefore they have the proper understanding. Nobody else does. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue kinikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold. He entered Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. Beautifying with the marks of his footprints. Yeah. See what we're looking at? What is the book? It's the footprint of Krishna, isn't it? We're seeing his footprints, where he walked. He filled the holes of his flute. See the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips. He filled the holes of his flute. See the holes. See, the flute has holes, right? Fills the holes of his flute. The nectar of his lips. It comes in the ears and the mouth. Okay? See, it came through the eyes. The gopis got to see this, So for us, it comes through the mouth and the ears. Okay? See, they saw Krishna and then they glorified. Okay? So we look at those footprints. Even the Aborigines, when they didn't see Krishna, they lived outside of Vrindavan, they would look at the footprints and become ecstatic. That's us. We're Aborigines. We're fool, So we're looking at the footprints of Krishna, in the books. His footprints, and becoming ecstatic, rubbing it all over ourselves. Yeah. See, there's, the gopis, they got to see Krishna and then express all this. But see, we can also get this because we get real eyes. Asian. See, those are our real eyes. Are the realizations. See, these revealed scriptures give us realization. See, that's our way in. But you got to hear the flutes. Where's the Lord chosen somebody to play? Where he's playing his song, his true song, real song. Not a speculative one. The flute experiences the real Krishna, right? Hey, real Krishna. You got to hear that flute. Otherwise, there are a lot of imitations, replicas out there. Yeah. Everybody's trying to imitate Krishna's flute. You know that? Well, can you see where his real flute is? See, real flute is that song. See, Krishna is Shuddha Bhakti. He's pure, pure loving devotion. Where is that flute? Because everybody's a flute in a sense. In the world, everybody's being played by Krishna in its modes anyway. You're listening to those flutes. How do they sound? People are talking. The modes are talking out of them, pushing them, playing them. Because that's our nature, is to be played by Krishna, you see. So what is surrendering? Surrendering is, see, to the spiritual potency is through where that potency is coming through. That particular flute, depends. Like here we got flutes now, not just a flute. So you guys heard this flute, and look, you're becoming also. Now we got a chorus. It's great. Yeah, but you have to be an authorized flute, Yeah, if they, blessed are the foolish deer who approach this son of Maharaj. Those who come, see, the devotees, they come, they give the real Krishna to this world. See, they're part of the earth, but they've been touched by Krishna and Vrindavan. See, Vrindavan Krishna. So they spread that glory of Vrindavan and just transform the earth. See? Because everybody's part of the earth. See, God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son. He loved the world. See? Special mercy, right? He comes, he wants you. This is what people think. We're all in this world identified with the world. So he sends his flutes into this world to reclaim them, attract them. You see, like the Pied Piper, wow, I love this song, you see, and you love it. See, and then you become attracted back to the real Krishna. Because that's the purpose of the flute. The flute loves to be played by Krishna and loves to play Krishna's song in this world. See, that's the conclusive truth. Very ecstatic to do that. See? It's very ecstatic. Decorates that flute. It becomes very ornamented. O king, when the young ladies in Vraj heard the sound of Krishna's flute. See, they heard now. Which captivates the minds of all living beings. They all embraced one another and began describing it. See, blessed are the foolish deer, they approach that flute and not these other flutes. See, you hear those flutes in Maya, in Mahamaya, attractive, people listening. Listening to these flutes. But nothing but various levels of inauspiciousness manifest from hearing that song. But boy, are we fortunate when we listen to this song. The Shuddha Bhakti song, the song of Krishna's real nature. See? Then we become blessed. See, the Lord wants to bless us, man. It's so hard sometimes. People are so attracted to his shadows, flutes. They're so addicted to it. So that's why you guys, it's always like that. People that are sent, they're actually sent here. The guru is sent, and even the disciples are sent, they can recognize. See, most people are so entrapped and addicted to the Lord's Maya, that they're not attracted to chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Krishna Das Kaviraj said you can chant Maha Mantra for millions of lifetimes. And this ecstasy, this love of God that everybody's seeing here, the ecstasy that these persons in these other groups cannot believe. Oh, no, it can't be any bhakti. No, it can't be true. You can chant for millions of lifetimes, and this ecstasy won't awaken. But if you come and approach the authorized flutes who chant these names in great ecstatic devotion, oh my goodness, which you couldn't accomplish in millions of lives you can get in this life. It won't be just a dry affair. Well, I'm just doing this out of my duty. No, you do it. It's become, see, blessed are the foolish deer. See, when you can admit, I'm just a fool. But if you think you're more intelligent than devotees who chant the holy names in ecstatic devotion like you see here, then you're just a fool. You're the real fool. Like people, they leave and they come and say, oh, you don't need a guru. You don't need. In other words, he's saying, he doesn't know he's saying this, but this goes for everybody saying things like this. So thank you for your service of showing how real foolishness is. Oh, you don't need a guru. In other words, you don't need ecstatic devotees. Just go on your own and worship God alone. You know how crazy that is? You know, it's like, it's not even logical. No, go associate with ecstatic devotees and chant with them. Be with people who have pleased Krishna to learn how to please Krishna. Okay? Then you go on. Otherwise, you've fallen into the darkness. There are two ways. I didn't get to this in Bhagavad Gita. There are two ways to leave this world. One is in light, and one is in darkness. Okay? So that's why you got to complete the journey. Otherwise, if you leave in darkness, you come back again. Okay? If you leave understanding Guru Tattva, okay? Krishna Tattva, Rasa Tattvas, you're leaving in light. Devotional Tattvas, respect for the devotees, love for God, love for the devotees. You're leaving in light. That's what we're preparing here, not to leave in darkness. Blessed, dressed. Oops. My dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the the nectar of Krishna's lips? See, what auspicious, when you see a real devotee, you start to understand this verse, especially when you hear it explained. When you're blessed is that flute who is enjoying the nectar. We have actually authorized flutes here. Can you imagine? They're enjoying the nectar of Krishna's lips. And you can see that. You can see what you're reading in a book, and you look in this Sangha, you can see that. That is amazing. That is uncommon. That is rare. When you see a devotee chanting Krishna's name in ecstasy, they're tasting the nectar of Krishna's lips. Can you see that, anybody? Does that make sense? Well, if it does, now you're understanding how it works. Okay? It's like that saying in Bible, blessed are those who come in the name of the Lord. When you can do that, then you're delivered very easily. Otherwise, these persons can't say. They can't see who is tasting the nectar of Krishna's lips and say that, oh, blessed is this person who is tasting the nectar of Krishna's lips, and they're showing the ecstasy of that. They can't say that, therefore they come back again. How can you be delivered? You cannot be delivered as a hypocrite. I represent Krishna, but I can't see where Krishna is working. I cannot understand the real truths of these books. See, this guy wrote this book, Acharya Dev, right? He wrote this book. He doesn't understand it, but that's how I'm paying this back. We pay it forward. Okay, here, let me help you understand. Let me help your disciples understand. These verses, if you can understand them, and you say, oh, wow, I see how this works. Enough of that.
Thanks for using.
Yeah, I see how this works. let me go and associate with those devotees who are tasting the nectar of Krishna's lips. Oh, how blessed they are. See, is that too much to ask of the world? See, wow, I can recognize that person very fortunate. I'll be see, and the thing is, it's always win-win. When you're with devotees, it's not like the world. Here you see devotees who have more money than you, more wealth than you. You become envious or jealous, and they go out and they try to hide it, right? You know, things, oh, I don't want to show the people that I have real wealth. They'll get envious of me. See, because I got to keep it and hoard it. This is the world. See, it's different, man. When devotees understand, blessed are those who can taste this nectar. Let me go and associate with those kinds of devotees. You become like that. You become enabled to. Isn't that the mission of Lord Chaitanya? Was that he came here and people were saying, wow, Lord Chaitanya's really blessed. He can taste that nectar of Krishna's lips. Oh, wow. Let us associate with them. And all of a sudden they could taste it also. That's Krishna consciousness. That's Guru. Don't you want to be with somebody like that? Who can taste the nectar of Krishna's lips? How do you know? Oh, the symptoms of that. You see extraordinary happiness, extraordinary realization. That nectar, that nectar is only for gopis, only for Radha, only for her girlfriends taste that nectar. Therefore, they know so much about the real Krishna and the real path to Krishna. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's a vicious circle. They don't recognize you because they don't have transcendental eyes, and they don't have transcendental eyes because they don't accept you as a shepherd. So you need to break this circle. We need to break this circle.
Well, you don't need to do anything. Krishna does it by you just tasting the nectar. See, that's how it works. Everybody gets purified. It's just like it's a contamination from inconclusiveness. See, they don't understand these deep verses. So part of that purification is the aversion, squawking, freaking out, all these things. So that's the path, is that people got to see that. First resistance and acceptance. So, I mean, I'm not doing this to make converts. I'm doing just for the pure pleasure of it. It's so, when you play an instrument, you're doing because you like doing that. It's the same thing. You're playing, Krishna's playing the devotee, and the devotee's playing Krishna and enjoying this song, and they do it publicly to advertise, this beauty of worship, because everybody's advertising something, if you want to spread something, you have to advertise, but not in a materially motivated way. You just show people, hey man, this is so wonderful to worship Krishna like this. Come hang out with us and you can do it too. Anybody interested? And people come that are ready for it. Like Amy came. Where'd she come from? She saw this. This is what I was looking for. The Lord draws who he wants. I'm not here, there's no way. I'm not going to try to convert people. That's hard. Who wants to convert? I just want to come here. Johan knows what I'm talking about. He just comes, he does his class. Sometimes there's one person. He's just enjoying himself, right? Enjoying yourself. You're not enjoying yourself. You're actually enjoying Krishna, who is the real self. And there's where your enjoyment. You're showing the world, what you like to do. Like a little child. Yeah, man, this is really wonderful. Anybody interested? And some people, just one by one, they come and say, wow, I can do this too. Yeah, just come here. That's what I did. I did it. Maybe it took a while, 20 something years. Finally, people say, hey, can I do that too? And then there are Lalita's here and Johan's here. And Tom starts saying, yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's very nice. River, you going through the purifications. And yeah, it's really, this is, wow, this is so, can you imagine? Yeah, I'm telling you from my experience, this intimacy is fantastic, man. I can't believe this, to be so close to God and in a demonstrative way where you can show people how close you are to God. I mean, to me, that is the most amazing life, to be so aware. I mean, everybody is close to God, but they don't know it. But when you know it, my God, man, it's like, whoa, who am I? What just like, it's like, yes, we're so intimate. And then you understand why Jesus said, "Whoa, when you see me, you see the Father." You express the Father's mercy. You've expressed the Father's love, or the mother's love, or the intimate friend's love, which is Radha's love. Is this devotion? You express these revelations and realizations that nobody understands. Here, what am I reading from? This is 10th canto. This is the highest realizations of the Godhead that can only be understood by this bhav, by this ecstasy. Unless you relish and taste it, you can't understand these verses. These verses are written by devotees in this ecstasy. They're the footprints of Krishna. If you're like one of these aborigines, this is why the Lord comes and gives oh, here, Gohar, he's an aborigine. Let me use him. Let him look at the footprints and see what happens. That's all I'm doing. I'm an aborigine, foolish deer, worse, But I've approached the son of Maharaj Nanda, and it's wonderful. So here, this is the advertising, is the tasting. Unless we taste this nectar, we cannot advertise it. We cannot teach this path. People will not know what it is. It'll be speculation like we see in Vaishnavism now. You think these people know what this intimacy is? I'm telling you, I haven't seen not even one person. Not even one guru. They're all talking, blah, blah, look how great I am, prancing around here and there. But this intimate ecstasy, haven't seen it. That's why I finally realized, okay, bro, I see why you came here. As foolish as I think I am and all that stuff, still, this nectar is rare. And you came to me and you said to do this, and I just do that. I just, share it before the public. It's very wonderful. It's wonderful to do. I like to do it. I like to share it, just naturally. And it's so great to see people picking up on it. And this is the only way you can pick on it. You have to be around devotees and be like a foolish deer and just approach. I'm just a fool, man, but I like this song that I hear from this flute. This flute, see? Not just, I like this song of Tony Robbins. Or, the Lord is playing everybody. We're all being played. But are you being played by the real God? When I say real, the conclusive, true Lord, the Shuddha Bhakti Lord, Shuddha Bhakti Lord is full of this ecstatic devotion, feelings, ecstatic feelings. That's the proof. When you look around, well, where is the real Lord? And so where are those rare ecstatic feelings described in these scriptures, right? Just simple. Where are those ecstatic feelings manifested in this world, embodied? See, in a body, not in the book only. It's in the book, but people don't realize. They got to see it in a physical body, a cup. Then they can really drink it. See, then they can really hear it. So you got to hear it, Otherwise, they see the scriptures, they don't understand the scripture because they don't understand that realization. Only the devotees who taste the nectar of Krishna's lips understand these things and can express it. Okay? We're going to make this path so clear that even the dum-dums can understand it. Right. Amy said yesterday you said something like, if this is distasteful and bitter to you, then it's exactly the medicine you need. Exactly. I mean, you may not know that. Most people don't. But a devotee who is tasting this nectar, it's nectar now for them. It's not distasteful. It's nectar. They're experienced. And they look at Kalya. I mean, they say, oh, yeah, you see Kalya. He got purified. Krishna just danced on his hoods. See, Krishna made contact with Kalya. See, dancing on his hoods, just doing a nice dance, having fun. It was enjoyable to Krishna, but Kalya coughing up blood, coughing up pain and suffering. He was suffering, he was pain, all this, but all that was contamination. Okay? And the devotee, oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's what do you think we're doing here? We're just dancing. Just dancing is fun and everything. And you see how some of these people respond, right? You like Lilita, when you do your class, you're just kind of dancing out there, and you're just doing a nice dance, and some you're a devil. Yeah, this is the stuff coming out of them. Yeah, this comes with the territory. I mean, Lord Chaitanya did too. He was dancing in Vrindavan, in ecstasy, chanting holy name in ecstasy, like you see here with his devotees. Like you see here. See, you see the physical embodiment. If you don't, it's so ludicrous. People think. Here they see what they're reading in the book and still don't see. Come on, you guys, you got to realize, just admit that you're fools. And everybody is. We're all fools. But that's the bottom line, is we're fools. You're like when Jesus is preaching all these parables and truths in parables, because he said, well, these people see, but they don't see. They hear, but they don't hear. This is why the demons are even getting away with it in the world. The demons, they have a little bit of, the demons and the demigods are like controllers. The demons control too, you notice? And who do they control? Anybody, they can get away with it. Whoever will listen to them. So the demons control by lying, cheating, and tricking people. And right now, they're doing a lot of that, if you've noticed. And the good people that are not under the whammy, they say, God, look at our friend. How come they can't see this? How come they can't see they're being lied to? These guys are lying through their teeth. So the Lord gives some people the awareness. Oh, so they can see that, but they don't have the power to overcome it. It's strong. Sometimes you see the Bhagavatam teaches all these truths. The Bhagavatam says, sometimes the Lord empowers the demoniac energy. It becomes very strong, and it overcomes the mode of goodness, which is, helps maintain. See, Vishnu is the Lord of maintenance. It maintains the creation. See, but sometimes the empowerment goes to the demons and get very strong to what? Destroy what has been created. That's what's going on now. See, and so the demigods don't understand that depth of the way the Lord works. They start to see, I seen the Lord is, or they don't even see that sometimes. Usually, they see, wow, the demons are strong. We got to fight them, and then they engage in war, information war. Can't you see they're lying to you? And then they try and give arguments and all this, and it doesn't. You notice. And they're even saying, my God, we can't do anything. Yeah, well, the Lord's Maya is very strong. Okay, that's why Jesus said the truth will set you free. What we're doing, is stronger than anything. Okay? May take a while to work its way in, but this is freedom for everybody, for demons or demigods. In the spiritual world, there are both demons and demigods who were demons and demigods in this world. And then they just heard these kinds of truths and became attracted out of what they were doing. See? That's why, in a sense, our preaching isn't censored. Christians' preaching is, because there's some fight in that. See, I'm not here to fight in that way. There's a fight here, but not in the way people understand. It's just, it's truth, really deep truth about what's going on to the where anybody can understand it. This is the highest truth, distinguished from the deepest illusions, for the welfare of everybody. It's everybody, not just God's chosen. Everybody has been chosen by Lord Chaitanya to hear this truth and be delivered. Okay? This is why, you notice they don't take my things off. They only take off if I'm the music part. They mute because I use some of the songs. I don't care, whatever. We got a lot of songs. If you want to see the whole thing, just watch YouTube, because on YouTube, and they don't censor. They're not sticklers like that Zuckerberg. He's a stickler for every. We got to control everything. Yeah. So this is a message that helps everybody, and that's where this preaching is going. It doesn't react so much. Sometimes, still there's a bit of an edge to it. We're using different people. People don't like when they're being used. They're named. Oh, he named me. Oh, he showed my mind. Oh. Yeah. But basically, people can't. It's hard to understand. This is why the AI can't understand. Can't understand what's going on here. Well, you're not against this. You're not against that. So it doesn't pick it up. Yeah, we're all for you. We're for AI. We'd like to make that citizen, the AI citizen, a citizen of Vrindavan somehow. Let's see if Krishna can do it. What do you think, Kruna? Can Krishna make that robot a citizen of Vrindavan? She's a citizen of Saudi Arabia. We'll make her a citizen of Vrindavan. Yeah, it's no problem there, Johan. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah. So Krishna's beauty and character create a festival for all women. Indeed, when the demigods' wives flying in airplanes with their husbands catch sight of him and hear his resonant flute song, their hearts are shaken by Cupid, and they become bewildered, that flowers fall from their hair and their belts loosen. Hey, so the demigods, also the wives, they're attracted to Krishna. See, and their husbands can't loosen their material shackles, whatever that is, even in goodness. But Krishna can. His love is so powerful like this. It's so attractive. It can loosen us, loosen the grip that this world has on us. See, this is whoever becomes attracted. That's why people hear that, become attracted to this message, are very fortunate, and they know it. You feel it. It's not like, oh, you ever see this? Oh, hear this preaching a lot. They say, oh, you're very fortunate to see this guru. And think, oh, I'm very fortunate to see this guru. You don't feel it. They just said, oh, you're very fortunate to take this prasadam. Oh yeah, you don't feel it yet because it's all, yeah, you're fortunate. Yeah. But here, you come here, you start to feel fortunate, because that's what it's all about here. This is the real deal. This is reality. And you distinguish from the illusion of stop going to those who are not really qualified, because you won't feel it. It'll always be in your mind. Oh, I'm so fortunate. You're so fortunate to see this guru. And people miss. Everybody, like this thing with Daksha. Everybody, all these Brahmins, oh, we're very fortunate to see Daksha. They never felt it, because there was nothing but misfortune being with Daksha, because he was a fault finder of pure devotees. You don't know what good fortune is until you say, I'm blessed. Blessed are the foolish deer that approach the flutes, because they get the real son of Maharaj Nanda, or the beloved of the gopis. Otherwise, you're not blessed in this world yet, really blessed. What, you're blessed to be in the mode of goodness? You're still passing darkness. Mode of goodness is the angel of light, the angel of darkness. Still, Lucifer, he uses the goodness. Daksha, he was blinded by goodness. He was up there in the heavenly planets. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when the blind are leading the blind, the parrot act like the other parrot, and they just say, "Yeah, I'm so fortunate. Oh, my guru this and my guru that," and they just say it because others told them this, not because something is really happening.
Yeah,
I can feel that when I hear them talking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all on the mind level. And, the scriptures say, oh, you're very fortunate to have a bona fide guru. And they think, oh, I'm very fortunate to have a but is their guru bona fide? If they will feel increasing good fortune, and they'll be increasing taste like their guru has taste if they have transcendental taste. Most don't. They don't, they don't, it's all a show. It's all just a show. You're outside. They don't taste honey. You don't taste honey. That's the bottom line. If you can't taste the glories of chanting this holy name, then your disciples won't taste it. That's the way it works here. It doesn't work over there. You cannot teach what we're teaching without tasting it, practicing this taste before the world. That's the preaching here. Forget about, trying to preach this intellectually or just by memorization. That's the false representation. The false followers do that.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
So obeying the rules and regulations, that's the essence of the mode of goodness. Yes, they obey the rules and regulations. They are good at obeying the rules and regulations. But this is very limited.
Yeah, when you see that, when you're like, oh, isn't there anything more than this external show? When you start to see beyond that, you've done that long enough, and you think, is there something more? Then Krishna will lead you here and give you the intelligence. And sometimes he'll lead people here, and they got to get real critical first. Or they go back and forth. Anyway, it's purification. No big deal. Yeah. Okay, let's see. The lakes, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan resounded with sounds of maddened bees and flocks of birds moving about flowering trees. See, moving flocks of birds. See, this is Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a consciousness. It's a group. It's sadhu sangha. The lakes, the rivers, the hills, Vrindavan resounded with the sounds. The sounds of maddened bees. Maddened bees are intoxicated devotees and flocks of birds. See, moving about the flowering trees. Flowering trees are devotees and ecstatically worshiping the Lord. See, you're going, moving around in that. It's not necessarily it's created by sadhu sangha. That's why the Lord said sadhu sangha with real sadhus, who are Vrindavan devotees. This is where you get it, man. You move, if you're moving around these, and you become a maddened bee. Bee is like you're really there. We got bees here. Bees here come here every day. They wouldn't miss a day if they can't. They could help it. See, because you like honey, man. You become maddened by it. You like that madness. It's an intoxication. It's wonderful. That's Krishna. If we're not attracted to this, you're going to be really deeply attracted to the world, because we're built for. We need to, we're this attractive force. We're jiva, marginal. That's why you see this preaching is important for the world, because it gives people the opportunity to become attracted to this, to the transcendental nature of God instead of his material nature. Yeah, even gives people when they're done with this, trying to cultivate the mode of goodness all these years, and they realize, well, this is still external. And is there anything more? Then you come here, and I'll show you in the book where you got to be like that to come here when you go the path of the Vedas, the path of these big mass movements of Vaishnavism. You got to come to the point and say, is there anything more? I can spend my whole life. Then you become like those sages, and I'll point it out. I just show you, see, this is where you're at. Do you see the sages approach Sutta Goswami, said, we can spend our whole lives trying to perfect these rules and regulations and these ceremonies and build big pandals and big temples. We can spend our whole lives doing it. But can you give us an easy way to attain what we can't attain that way? And that's just one stage of anartha nivrittis, and try to work your way up the chain. Is there some simple way? And Sutta Goswami said, what we tell here. I just tell you, okay, yeah, now you got it. Now come and listen to the empowered flutes. Mute your mic, Tom. Mute your mic.
Can I say something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I see when I listen to you, I see that it's a kind of addiction. Yes, to want to follow these rules and regulations in the mode of goodness. It's an addiction, and to see that it's a limitation, an addiction. It already helps. It clarifies your position, and it already helps to the conclusive knowledge, to the Shuddha Tattva, to the pure goodness.
Yeah, and that's an addiction also.
That's what I would say, yeah.
Yeah, but that's an addiction. It's kind of like you see people, they're addicted to being lazy, and then they become runners, and that's an addiction. You got to run. Once you're a runner, you've been doing training, you got to run, otherwise you feel really lousy. You see, this is transcendental. Now, it's the same thing here. People are coming and they become addicted to the transcendental nature of God, because we're built to be addicted. See, people think it's a bad thing. They're addicted to the world, and they think, oh, I got to get out of addiction and be addicted to nothing. You see, and that is not clear. You see, this is the thing. You got to be addicted. But and so you get addicted to the mode of goodness. That's why it's really hard, because you got to really work at it to be addicted to the mode of, and then it comes like your nature to be a Brahmin. It's very hard. It takes a long time, especially when you're in passion and ignorance. You can spend your whole life doing that. Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
I have been addicted to the mode of goodness. I know how it feels. I have had that my whole life. And I feel a big difference by having this addiction.
And this addiction gets you out of it. Now, this is a transcendental addiction. They're addicted to Krishna in Vrindavan, but that addiction lasts forever. This is how the Lord, when Jesus said, "Oh, you've been purified now you're going to have the Holy Spirit." And you'll be addicted to that. You'll be always want that. See, that's the only thing that brings Krishna back to us, is that desire for him. That it's that addictive, impulsive, gotta have you. Lord, how can I live with that? What do you think I can't do these classes? If the Lord didn't come, if I wasn't so dependent on that transcendental Lord coming, we wouldn't have this going on here. It's that addiction. And that's what we're teaching. And that's why they can only use the words in this world to describe Vrindavan, because it's outside of it's the best way to say it's a pure addiction. See, it's a necessary for us to get delivered out of this. It's the only thing that brings the transcendental Lord back to us. That's why you got to get purified first, because usually when that Lord comes, which it comes here, it rubs the wrong way in us because we're used to this addiction to the world. And so the first part is this purification. You get a little bit of both. You start to be attracted to the Lord, and then this other stuff is coming out of you, And so that's why I don't see, there's not another place on this planet for the Vaishnavas, or
You're frozen, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Oh,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Oh,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Oh,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
all right, so let's read the little Gita Mrita here too. So I'll start where I left off here. So Krishna says, yes, Arjuna, but again, it is not an ordinary one. Arjuna says, oh Krishna, exactly what happens to such souls who obtain love for you? Do they obtain birth again? See, attain love for Krishna is so important, you know. See, love for who? See, you gotta say, okay, love for you. How many Vaishnavas ever think, what does that mean? Love for Krishna. You don't even think, oh, love for Krishna. It's like I love somebody else. But, you know, this love is transcendental for Krishna. Because if you really love Krishna, you'll know these things. You'll know secrets that nobody knows. You'll have a spiritual feeling that nobody has. When I say nobody, most rare. You'll have feeling experiences that most people don't have, but they do, but they don't, because they're just material feelings are the dark reflection of spiritual feeling. See, so those who have love for Krishna get a different kind of birth. That's why the whole thing is to bind devotion in this world. So then you're attracted. Now it's a vibrational thing. See, a lot of people are now, they're coming to the level of some spiritual understanding of vibration. See, and frequency. Well, if you want to look in terms of what we're doing in vibration and frequency, this is the highest frequency and vibration that you can obtain in this universe. See? It's so high that it takes you out of this universe and into the spiritual dimension. And you don't even have to leave here. That's why the sound vibration of real devotees is so important, because you don't hear that vibration anywhere. People don't vibrate at this level. It's very rare. To vibrate on the level of Vrindavan, even in Vaikuntha, it's rare. They don't even vibration. A lot of people in Vaikuntha, they think, oh, in Krishna, that Leela is kind of a low, it's for beginners. They don't even, not everybody understands this vibration. You got to come in disciplic line. You know, that's why it's hard. People, if they don't come here and appreciate what we're doing and become like a foolish deer and approach the flutes here who are vibrating on the level of Vrindavan, they will not get it. It's the only practical way. That's why it's not by austerity. See, I just quote you the verses from the book. Chaitanya Charitamrita, not by austerity, not by renunciation, not by mantra yoga, not by chanting Hare Krishna with a bunch of offenses there. You can chant for millions of lifetimes, the book says that. But the ecstasy is very important. It's through the devotees who chant, through the flutes, who chant this song of Krishna with great ecstatic devotion, which manifests as the symptoms we read in the book, the tears, the trembling, the choking of the voice. Listen to Johan's class yesterday. That's the kind of thing, or Lalita's. It's through those kinds of devotees. You guys are witnesses and flutes. If anybody's going to get it, they're going to get it through you. Otherwise, they don't get it. If the big gurus and with the big titles and everything don't approach these devotees who have the real song of Krishna, they will not get it. They will come back and take another birth. They haven't attained love of Krishna. Or if they got a little love, the weak kind, the one that Krishna says, I got so many devotees like that. See, that weak love that don't produce these ecstatic tears, these ecstatic manifestations. Oh, if you're good with that, okay, you'll come back and be around, here, I'll tell you, be around this level. Yes, Krishna says, yes, Arjuna, they take birth, but it's not an ordinary one. They happily take birth. Well, actually, this is the higher one. Just like I took birth in the house of Vasudeva. They are born happily without any problems, just like my eternal associates do. See, without any problems. That's why even here, you come to the level of ecstatic worship, all of a sudden your problems are gone. That's proof, man. Proof. You got problems, man. You got I'm Gurudev, but boy, is it hard to serve Krishna. I couldn't believe it. I had no problems from the very beginning. I got Jesus's mercy in 1973. No problems. Everything was like, I didn't even care. The world didn't matter. Everything just worked out. I didn't care. Be this. I live simply. Just simply, and I just, I was free, set free, and it just got better, and gets better and better and better. Hey, this is what the Lord wants the world to know. Do you want to live an auspicious life or not? You got to get the mercy of a Vaishnava, starting with Jesus for me. And then it goes on. They got the mercy of Prabhupada, just being, and you know what the mercy is? Is this you, Vaishnavas. See? You, Krishna, you are my auspiciousness. See? Just being close to those who the Lord loves, and they love the devotees. I mean, the devotees love the Lord. See, they know, they're conscious of that love. They have the happiness of God. I just want to be around people that have the happiness of God, man. The freedom of the Lord. What's wrong with that's the best thing. Be around those who have the mercy of the Lord. Not the mercy of the opulences. I want to be around Bill Gates because he has all the mercy of the Lord in the form of material money. Oh, BFD. I want to be around those who have the mercy of the Lord. I'll tell you, when you start understanding the power of that mercy, what else is there? That's really the only auspiciousness in this world are those who really, truly love God. Love that transcendental Lord, that there is, for them, they know there is a Lord, man, and they have a relationship. They're the only, if you're with these persons who claim that, or they really don't know what that is, this relationship is transcendental and spiritual and available through those flutes and only through those flutes. Yeah. So, yes, Arjuna, but it is not an ordinary one. They are very happily take birth. I love this. if one gets this bhakti, you start to see how auspicious your life becomes. When you really get your heart is like fixed and dedicated and not being pulled away by mayavadis and all these, lesser paths in this world. You really fix, hey man, this is it, man. That's called chastity. And it's not blind chastity. Well, my guru told me, no, I really, you come here, the whole thing is you start to feel it. This is success here. You start to feel God's blessing in your life. And how just to stay close to God by engaging in devotional service, pure devotional service, purely glorifying the Lord, just because it's true. That's a solid punch on Maya. That's a karate chop that goes right through the board. See? And just dissipates it completely. See? Faith. Faith that's not blind. Faith by realization and experience. That's what you get here. Where are you going to get that? Where other place you going to get that? Huh, Tom? Where are you going to get that kind of solid place?
I understand that it even surpasses the attraction of Vaikuntha planets. Yes, we can be stuck here in material planet, but there are also souls that are stuck in the Vaikuntha planets. So I'm asking myself, who is more fortunate? The most fortunate is to be here, to be attracted to the.
Yeah.
But if you come from Vaikuntha attraction or from Bhumi, from material attraction, this is the conclusive attraction.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is, they're not stuck there in Vaikuntha. They like it there because it's full of bliss and ecstasy. See, it's natural for them. So that's what you learn when you read Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Gopa Kumara. See, these conceptions are taught in these wonderful books by the Goswamis, So we're lucky to have them because they're very relishable. It's so nice to have tasty food to eat every day. I love it. So the residents of Vaikuntha, when Gopa Kumara, his nature was more cowherd boy in Vrindavan, and he's there, and they're trying to get him, well, you should take your forest dress off, and put on 4 majestic hands. See, they worship in opulence the Lord. They like it. It's their nature. There's nothing. They look at Gopa Kumara's worship and they think, oh, it's a little bit weird for us. It's not our nature. See? And also in a sense, what we're doing here is not always attractive to a lot of Vaishnavas. They like this mood of opulence. To see the big flowers and all that. And this might be too intimate for them because they look at this, it's like, oh, that's a little bit, I don't know if I want this. See, but so our message goes out still because there's some people, they were like me. I was with the Vaidhi Bhaktas in ISKCON by default because I wanted Krishna Vrindavan, but I didn't know where do you get it? Because nobody is like advertising except the Vaishnavas, the Vaidhi Bhaktas, the ISKCON. They were the only deal in town, It's like, yeah, I wanted Krishna, but I wanted something. It took me a while to figure out, okay, what Krishna did I want? This ceremonial, opulent, and awe and reverence thing. No, I didn't want. I wanted this intimacy. I always wanted it. But it takes time to get experience, so I spent 5 years, like being like a round peg in a square hole, just not quite fitting. They're all square pegs and square holes. They're fine. Even to this day, I have people still worshiping my guru that I had. It's like, it's mundane to me. They oh no, I love this. They still worship. Oh, my Guru Devs, and they don't think. They never thought like I think. I have this penetrating thing. I want to know. The full extent of everything. I've always been like that.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel when I'm listening to you, it's like a person and he is situated in the impersonal, then he is not happy there.
Yeah.
Yeah? If a person is in the impersonal, he is not happy there. You're talking about this circle and this
Yeah.
square. So when a person is in the impersonal, he's not happy there.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. Jesus said, I have sheep in many different folds. So that's how it is, because some people are happy in this impersonal. You know, they're very happy. And I met this guy in Venice Beach, and he was out there preaching Mayavadi, and he used to be a devotee, and he was preaching Mayavadi, and he knew all about Vaishnava stuff and everything. And he says, "Oh, I'll debate any Vaishnava, and if I win, then you got to become my disciple. And if you win, I'll become your disciple." And I don't know why this didn't work out. I didn't, because I usually love challenges like that, but it just didn't happen to have this debate. But he was he loved his Mayavadi thing, and he only had experience of the rule regulation Vaishnava. He wanted something deeper. And some people go to the Mayavadi thing because there's a different. If you don't get you say you come to Krishna because you really want the depth, and you come and all that's being offered there in association is rules, regulations, and external formalities. And you're a yogi. It even says, Bhagavad Gita, the yogis are not attracted to external rules and principles. They want something internal. Then you'll probably go to the Mayavadi and you get something. Yeah.
They give you some wisdom, the Mayavadis.
Yeah.
Buddhists as well, they give you something. For me, that was at the end more attractive than the Vaidis.
Yeah, it is more. Especially, they don't even have the qualities. A lot of Vaidis have very coarse qualities. Not all of them, but a lot of them are just very, just very kind of narrow-minded, and just like looking at your mind and your body. Is it in line with what we think? Yeah, I mean, I never was attracted to that, and there are a lot of people not. And if you don't get this depth, then you'll go somewhere else. You go to a lot of people went to Jesus from Vaishnavism because they get some spirit. We're looking for spirit, man. Not everybody. Some people, their whole lives, they're still doing that, and they're fine. They're not even looking. It's okay, fine. To each his own. But I'm preaching, and so I knew this. I had this realization a long time ago. I knew that if I just keep preaching, just be myself, and that's the word. Just put out that word. People will eventually come. I knew it. I just knew it, and because I saw that that's how people do it. And I saw that people who do that, whatever they're doing, even in the world, there's a time where it just doesn't go over. You just keep going. And Prabhupada was like that too. He had a message, man, and he just kept going, and boom, at a certain point it broke through. This is how it is. And you see the importance that you see, basically. That's why I like Kahil Chupram, that poet from Lebanon. Amazing. When you have this experience, whatever it is, you realize, this is what I'm here to do. This is my passion. This is my purpose. See, and kind of like it's everywhere. I mean, the Lord is teaching us in every nook and cranny. Who is that? The fairy story. There's a fairy story, and there's all these different fairies. They find out what they're here to do, and so there was that one that was the green fairy that was a Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell didn't want to be at first. She didn't want to be a Tinkerbell. See, she wanted to be something else. These other fairies had all these things. So everybody's on a journey like that. Everybody's looking to find out who they are really, and they try. Well, maybe I want to be like that person and like that person and like that person. So Tinkerbell finally surrendered to what she was, and it was very important purpose she had. See, very important purpose. So people go through this. We're all going through these things, And so anyway, you just, I'm just here to do my thing, and this is I would just like it. I've always liked Lord Chaitanya. Always liked Radha and Krishna. I love Prabhupada. I love pure devotees. This was just it's a very simple thing, I'm loving chanting more and more, So it's simple, and Lord Chaitanya was kind of like that too. He even said, "I just have some fruits and flowers to attain piety." His fruits and flowers was this ecstatic chanting, and it was so fantastic that he wanted to share it with the world. And not only that, Jesus was like that too. Jesus was like he said this relationship with God is so fantastic. And he realized that this is the way other people get it, and he knew his message would go out, and some people from different areas would come. It's like, look at Amy. She's a little waitress out there. Wasn't no pictures of Krishna everywhere or anything. She comes and she's taking advantage. This is the way it works. People that are meant to be here, you just come here, and then, I mean, it's so nice to do something that's fun and that you're passionate about and simple, and the ones who come here, I mean, people if you come here and you like what we're doing, you're going to be free from the cycle of birth and death, man. That's a big thing, and that's a note that I'm not even thinking about that personally. But to people who are trying to get liberated from all this, and unless you go through the door is a person free from this. I'm free from the cycle of birth and death just by this worship, and everybody else that comes to this platform knows it too. You just know. You're not attracted here anymore. You're attracted to something beyond this world, beyond even liberation. Krishna is just he said, "Oh, you're dependent on me now. You love me. Well, I guess I got to take care of you." I love that. Just hey, man. I came over straight from the Olive Garden. The Olive Garden. Where's the Olive? The Olive Garden. Olive Garden is a restaurant in America. They call it the Olive Garden. She was a waitress. Must have been a waitress at the Olive Garden. So anyway, it's great, man. And those who come, it was for them. Just like Lalita. Her preaching this morning. She's so happy and appreciative. And because when you find this thing that that you've been looking for. It's like that. So you found the treasure, and that's the witness, right? He's just saying, man, I found this treasure. Anybody interested in the treasure? And you'll find some people, just maybe not a lot of people, they have to go through stuff in there, and then some, but some will just like, yeah, I'm also interested. I've been looking for treasure too. And you share your treasure with others. Krishna is our treasure, isn't it? He's a baby, and we pass him around. See, passing Krishna around to people. It's that simple. Yeah, that's right. Yes, please don't remind me of that nightmare. Oh, it was pretty bad over there. Huh? That was where I drink a lot of and did soup and breadsticks. Yeah. Yeah, they have soup and breadsticks and stuff. Okay. All right. Oops, here. I was reading from here. Yeah. Yeah, they very happily take birth, just like I took this wonderful birth in the house of Vasudeva. See, wonderful birth. And then he was transferred to Vrindavan, because the Vrindavan, There's still oppression. See, he was born in Devaki, and Kamsa was still in control over there. See, and it makes for this is the Vaidhi thing. This is the attractive thing in Vrindavan for those who are ready to get this intelligence. See, there were devotees in Kamsa's kingdom. Well, actually, it wasn't even Kamsa's. First, it was there was Ugrasena was in charge, and he was a devotee, and all that. But Kamsa became very strong. See, mode of ignorance and passion. Okay? The demons took over the mode of goodness type thing. There were devotees there. They were worshiping a little more awe and reverence type thing. Even Devaki and Vasudev's devotion was on another level. Wasn't like Vrindavan devotion. So, I mean, it just is like that. But so Kamsa was very powerful there in Mathura and became empowered, and it gave oppression to the devotees there in Mathura. See, this is the thing, and this is the key. This is our work. See? So Krishna is transferred. Krishna doesn't want to be under oppression, right? So he goes to Vrindavan. They take him to Vrindavan. So he could be more free, right? See? So Krishna's there, and he's growing up there as a little baby, right? He's a little baby. He's growing up, getting stronger, right? Why? He's around strong, ecstatic devotees, rasic devotees, right? Listen carefully, everybody. This is a new revelation. Nobody's ever said this before. It's all in the book, but who sees it? That's another thing. Yeah. Yeah. And so he's in ecstasies around the most intimate devotees, right? Most ecstatic devotees in Vrindavan. He gets stronger, bigger, bigger, bigger. And then they come from Mathura. Akrura is sent over here and says, come on, Krishna, we're oppressed over there. Your devotees are being oppressed. They need you. Kamsa's in charge. Okay? Kamsa's in charge now. See, he took over. See, there was a devotee king there. See, there was a devotee king, and then this oppression came in and took charge. See, this Kamsa, he's a hypocrite. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's not pure-hearted. He claims to be a religious person, okay, but he really isn't. And he's oppressing the devotees here. Please, you got to come and kill this Kamsa. See, kill this ignorance. People believe in Kamsa. They need to see something better. And this is how Krishna works. This is how Krishna's working here, by the way. See, Krishna's working here. So Krishna got very strong, see, in associating with devotees. This is the same thing. He comes over and now he goes to the Vaidhi Bhaktas. See, they're like Vaidhi Bhaktas over there. He goes to ISKCON. That's why Prabhupada, you see, he came and said, this has my approval. Okay, you go over there. Don't you see who's taken over after me? Kind of put Prabhupada in jail in a way. Prabhupada's in jail. We're here to liberate the real Prabhupada. Ugrasena was thrown in jail. So in a sense, Prabhupada is, the deeper understanding is in jail right now. We're here, we're jailbreakers. Right, Karuna? You can quote me on that. Jailbreakers. Breaking people out of jail. So Krishna comes and he kills. The incidental activity is killing the demons. And here, not the body. We're not into the killing bodies. Killing the ignorance. That's what the real guru of Vrindavan, when they're here to kill the ignorance, they dissipate the ignorance. That is the cause of unhappiness of people, is ignorance. They don't know about Vrindavan and its glories. See? So now is our time. See? It is our time. There's always a time. Krishna's time was not when he was a little child, needed to grow up. It wasn't my time. Right from the beginning, I was ecstatic. In 1973, wasn't time. Had to grow up. See? Yeah, you had to associate long enough, to get through these, the Kamsas are always everywhere. They're in religion, they're in the world, they're everywhere, man. It's just the Maya. Mahamaya is everywhere. See? So get very strong. Worship for a long time in ecstasy, like you guys. You're getting very strong, worshiping in ecstasy. See, ready to bust heads. Bust the heads. See, bust heads. You got to bust these heads. You got to bust them. You're becoming transcendental policemen. They're busted. You got to show they're busted. You're busted, man. You're breaking the law. That's what basically that's what Maya does. She's breaking the law. Krishna, what is this? She's like a what do you call those guys? Just a mafia, a rogue, going around doing anything she wants. Just like these demons now. We're finding out they've been control of the country, man. They do anything they want. They lock you down and they go out and have a great time. This is Maya. She does it. She's like that. See, so we're here now is to teach people, hey, the glories of Vrindavan. You can become ecstatic in this world even. You can have a real auspicious life. There's nothing more auspicious than Vrindavan, and the devotees here are beginning to prove that. There's no greater understanding of Krishna than Vrindavan, and the devotees here are beginning to prove that. See? So, and this is how Mathura was liberated. Krishna and his friends, they came and liberated Mathura from Kamsa and started to give boons. You notice everybody, when Krishna came and when they received Krishna, they got the boon. It's the same thing. Those who are receiving Krishna, the hunchback people, like Lalita comes hunchback from the mode of goodness, and being burnt out, she's like that hunchback, lady there. And she comes and receives, attractive. And all of a sudden she straightens up. It just straightens up. See, gets the boons. See, that Krishna came to Mathura. We're coming to the Vaidis. Hey, man, anybody ready to wake up? You ready for the boons of Krishna? We're coming with the ecstatic devotion that Krishna got in Vrindavan. We also got from Vrindavan worship. It's a boon, man. You'll see whoever receives the flutes from Vrindavan here in our Sangha. Oh, man, you're going to have a blessed life. Just like you read in a book, that'll be your experience now. In this life, you will feel blessed. Ask River now. Where is she anyway? You'll feel blessed. This is a blessing. My goodness, I feel blessed coming here every day. Just gets better. My goodness, you want blessings? Come on, follow the book. We're just following the book. The book is following us. We follow the book. The book is following us. You notice? That's where it's at. That's where the party is. You ready for the party? You ready for the boons? It's coming to you. The kingdom of God is coming here. That is the message of Jesus, Lord Chaitanya, and our message. We're in a line, man, with them all. And you test this word, and you come here regularly and see from your own experience. No blind belief. No. If Krishna is really working here, he'll prove it, and has proved it already, and will prove it to whoever comes here and believes this word and not that other bullshit out there that doesn't work, or it doesn't work very well. Maybe help you a little bit. If it helps you get here, all glories to your Gurudev who got you here. Yeah, you're listening. Why don't you come up here and show your smiling face? Okay. Yeah, great verse here. So they are born happily without any problems, just as my eternal associates. This is treasure, man. These truths are explanations of the pastimes of 10th canto that have not been revealed before. Nobody's heard this. Nobody's explained this, but this stuff is true. Just think about it. This is what's happening here. This is what happened then, and it's happening here. We're coming to the Vaidhi Bhaktas and liberating them. You're example of that, both of you guys. See, you were there associating with ISKCON, you too, and same thing with River, and the same thing with Johan, same thing with Janaki, coming, and you're saying, yes, yes, very good, I'm getting boons. I'm getting set free. You don't even have to be with anybody. Just whoever comes, because, Prabhupada did his work for a reason. Bhakti Siddhanta, they were getting things prepared for this. Some people will get it. They'll figure it out. Especially after River asked for money back over there. Nobody's ever asked for that. What is going on over there? Let's go check it out. Okay. They are born happily without any problems, just as my eternal associates do. See, this is how you want to become an eternal associate. You have to associate with eternal associates, and you have to know what the symptoms of them are, because they're hidden. How are they hidden? By those who are imitating eternal associates. When you say you're Guru Dev in the Hare Krishna movement and you're not really an eternal associate, come on, man, how can you be where auspiciousness really is yet? See? The eternal associates just live a blessed life. See? And if you want to live a blessed life, all you have to do is associate with the real associates of the Lord. It is that simple. And then all of a sudden, wow, I really like to be with these devotees. Boom, you got it, man. Now your life is Raganuga, and it's going to be spontaneous, loving, intimate service of the Lord. How can you not get boons when you have intimacy with God? How is it possible not to be? When you're that close to God, how can those boons not radiate from you to others? How can it not be? It's all by this closeness. Okay? You begin to radiate. You become a sun in this world. There's the Father, right? And the Son. Very close, man. You got to see the Son. The Father radiating through the Son. That's the door. See? Or, now it's not just, this Christian idea. There's room in this conception because of Lord Chaitanya in our line. Oh, you see a beloved of Lord Chaitanya. That's the best, man. You see that belovedness. Wow, this person is a beloved of the Lord. Look how auspicious. That's real auspiciousness. Wow, look at this understanding of God. Never understood God like this. Our books are written by, translated by people like that. Okay. If one practices yoga, but at the same, is this the right thing? Oh. Went too far. I must have moved this. Oh, yeah, I hear it. So, they take one more birth. Okay. They are born happily without any problems, just as my eternal associates do. They take one more birth and participate in my manifest pastimes. Okay? That's not always the way people think. This can also be. These are also the Lord's, are they manifest pastimes? Do you see the pastimes of the Lord? When you can see the manifest pastimes of the Lord here, okay, now you got it. It could also be, with Lord Chaitanya. But hey, man, the pastimes of the Lord are not happening on this planet unless there's a real devotee here, because then the Lord really is here. The people are delivered by one devotee who has Krishna with them here. All of a sudden now, other devotees stop popping up in their garden. See? We got a garden here. Anybody becoming part of this sangha is like they're growing in this garden. Yeah, unless a weed grabs them, wraps around them, and pulls them out. You know, sometimes a little weed wraps around that flower and pulls them out of the garden. Body snatchers. One neighbor told me, we hear you laugh and also start to laugh. Yeah, it's catching. I actually sometimes I used to, for fun, I sometimes this laughing thing would happen, some years ago when it started to come up, the laughing thing, and it was on the video, so I would cut it and I say, if you have any problems, depressions or anything, watch this video. And people watching, they come right out of their depression. They just, wow, I watched this video and I start laughing. Then it's just So, River, read us something from Chaitanya Bhagavat. What is it? Are you sick today or something?
Yeah, I have a lot of pain and I have a toothache as well.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Tom, read us something. Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda. Wow. My obeisances. Hare Krishna. Whoa. All these wonderful examples of your devotees. Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Haidas. Where shall I start?
Start at Madhya Lila chapter 18. Boy, yesterday I drove. I couldn't find an internet connection, man. I drove for hours. And I finally found one spot here in the middle of and if I go any farther down the road, it goes out. If I'm any farther that way, it goes out. So just one little spot, the Lord gave me a little opening, and I drove for hours, man.
I put it on my finger. I rub it on the joint.
Go ahead, Tom.
Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya portrays the gopis through dance. Sri Chaitanya portrays the gopis through dance. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the benefactor of the world. Kindly place your lotus feet upon a cushion deep within my heart. Wow. Your lotus feet. Kindly place your lotus feet upon a cushion deep in my heart. You are like the life and soul of Lord Nityananda. You are like the life and soul of Lord Nityananda and Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Swarup Damodar Goswami. You are the abode, yes. You are the abode of all excellencies and the protector of your devotees. You are the abode of all excellencies and the protector of your devotees. All glory to you. All glory to you and your devotees. All glory to you and your devotees. Wow. All glory to you and your devotees. One attains the highest perfection, Krishna Prem, by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya as he gradually unfolds the transcendental mystery of the congregational chanting of Lord Krishna's holy name. One attains the highest perfection, Krishna Prema, by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya as he gradually unfolds the transcendental mystery of the congregational chanting of Lord Krishna's holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Highest perfection. Kindly hear those narrations of the Madhya Kanda attentively. Kindly hear these narrations of the Madhya Kanda attentively. As they reveal the pastimes of Vishvambara dancing, dressed as Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune and eternal consort of Sri Narayan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. One day, Vishvambara told his devotee that he wanted a dance drama arranged. One day, Vishvambara told his devotees that he wanted a dance drama arranged. He called for Budi Manta Khan and instructed him, prepare a stage for a dance drama and get the costumes, conch shells, bangles, brassieres, silk, saris, ornaments, and other items for everyone. I will take the role of Lakshmi Devi. Gadadhar Pandit will take the role of Rukmini Devi. And Brahmananda will be her lady companion, Suprabhata. Nityananda will play my grandmother. Nityananda will play my grandmother. Oh yes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's a good one. And Haridas will play the guard, responsible to keep everyone awake. And Haridas will play the guard, responsible to keep everyone awake. Haridas will play the guard, responsible to keep everyone awake. Wow, Hare Krishna. Shrivas will be Narada Muni. Shrivas will be Narada Muni. Sri Rama will be his Brahmana disciple and take messages, and Sriman will insist on being the torch bearer. Wow. Sriman will insist on being his torch bearer. So Buddhimanta, quickly go to arrange everything. I want to dance. Oh my God. I want to dance. I want to dance. Wow, this feels so big, so great. I want to dance. I want to dance. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is Gauraidas off? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
For a minute, he will come back.
Okay. He's circling. Okay. Hare Krishna. I want to dance. So Buddhimanta, quickly go and arrange everything. I want to dance. Now I feel now here it's very simple. what does Krishna wants here? He wants to dance. Oh, he's gone again. Ah! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Yeah, if I have a little if there's some breaks in it, just don't worry about my thing. Just keep going, and I'll just come back and forth. I don't have a strong. I have a pretty strong. It just depends. I got to walk a little bit, so
Yeah,
don't worry.
when
Just keep going.
it's circling, you can hear us.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just keep going, okay?
Okay,
Just
okay.
keep going. Don't worry about me.
Okay, I don't worry. I trust. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. I want to dance. I want to dance. Wow, dance. Sadashiva and Buddhimanta became very enlivened and happily went off to make the necessary arrangements. He pulled out a canopy made in Katia for just such occasions and built a nice enclosure and stage. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. He pulled out a canopy made in Katia for just such occasions and built a nice enclosure and stage. He also brought the different required costumes and placed them before the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishvambara was pleased. Vishvambara was pleased. Yes, that's what we want. Krishna, that's what I want. Vishvambara was pleased. Vishvambara was pleased, yes, with the costumes. And he said, "Today I will dance at as the potency and consort of the Supreme Lord." Wow. So again, today I will dance as the potency and consort of the Supreme Lord. Wow. Potency and the consort. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Wow. Potency and the consort of the Supreme Lord. Only those who are in control of their senses may enter the house to see the performance. Others should not to enter. Others should not to enter. So only those who are in control of their senses may enter the house to see the performance. Others should not to enter. At first, upon hearing that, Vishvambara would dance as Lakshmi Devi. The Vaishnavas were happy and excited. Later, when the Lord explained the conditions he had set, they became depressed in spirits. Wow. Later, when the Lord explained the conditions he had set, they became depressed in spirit. Wow. The first person to react was Advaita Acharya. He drew a line upon the floor and said, "I cannot see the dance today." The first person to react was Advaita Acharya. He drew a line upon the floor and said, "I cannot see the dance today. I come under the category of persons with uncontrolled senses. So I have no business seeing the dance." Wow. Srivas Pandit joined in saying, Yes, I also feel the same way. Chaitanya gave a short laugh and said, "If you do not come, then I for whom am I to dance? If you do not come, then for whom I am I to dance?" Lord Chaitanya, the supremely scintillating actor, I don't know, scintillating actor, reviewed his instructions and said, "All of you do not worry." He reviewed his instructions and said, "All of you do not worry. All of you do not worry. Today you will be the most perfected and self-controlled yogis. You will not be attacked by delusion upon seeing my dance." Wow. Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, and all the other Vaishnavas became merry again and followed the Lord to Chandra Chekra's Acharya's house. To Chandra Chekra Acharya's house. Mother Sachi Devi, accompanied by Vishnu Priya Devi, and the female relatives of all the Vaishnavas, went to attend. Wow. Whoa. Hare Krishna.
So what is the moral of this story so far?
You're asking me?
Yeah, or anybody. Yeah, what do you see in this story here? What is the Lord? What is this pastime teaching? What is it showing? What does the Lord want us to know? What kind of angles do you see?
The mercy of Lord Chaitanya overrules all. Is supreme. His mercy is supreme. That's what I feel. His mercy, it surpasses everything. It's supreme mercy.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't understand the language of this book, Guru Maharaj, but I understood that he wants to dance to Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. That's what I understood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So one other angle is, see, the devotees, they thought, oh, the Lord says, I'm going to dance, in this play. This is what I want to do. And so if you have control over your senses, you'll you can come see the play. Because usually this is a big thing. It's the Lord's, like you have to be usually really extraordinary. The people think you got to be really extraordinary to be able to see the Lord. And Lord's saying, yeah, actually, you got to be really extraordinary. You got to be superstar, super control of your senses, like a big yogi and all these stuff. Then you can come. That's what people think, right? So they thought, well, we can't come because we're not that. Mute your mic or something, Bhakti-Tom. Yeah, you can't come while because you're not like that, and they're thinking, well, we can't come because we're not extraordinary and we're not in complete control of our senses. See, and the Lord says, well, if you don't come, how's anybody going to see my dancing? So in Kali Yuga, nobody is qualified for the Lord. It's not even Brahma and Shiva to actually see the Lord personally. Nobody's really qualified. But then who's going to see the show? Who's the Lord going to dance for? Only in the spiritual world? See, so the Lord comes and says, well, you can see just because you've developed affection for me. You like me. That's the only qualification. So in Kali Yuga, it's like, oh, do you want to see the you want to see the dancing Lord. When people come to this sadhu sangha, they're seeing the dancing of the Lord. Otherwise, there's no meaning to what we're doing here. See, and anybody can come if they have affection for what we're doing. You see, you can see in the anybody here, they have affection for what we're doing here. Therefore, they can come just from that affection and that appreciation. See, and then you can come. Otherwise, if you try to become qualified by big austerities and everything, it doesn't work. It's by affection for what we're doing, simply by affection. This is the like Lord Chaitanya taught this. He said, well, or Sarvabhauma said, why did Ishvara Puri, your guru, accept a Sudra as a servant? And Lord Chaitanya said, well, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and my guru, they're not controlled by any rules or regulations of the Vedas. They're simply controlled, they simply act because of affection. So if a person has affection for a Vaishnava and what they're doing, they're automatically elevated. Their extraordinary blessing is given to them simply by appreciation for what they're doing in this world. They're elevated in the way these big sannyasis and people striving to be perfect by rules and regulations, but they don't have affection for these rare devotees who bring the Lord Chaitanya into this world here. That blessing, that mercy, that connection, that that blessing. Yeah. So the Lord's saying, oh, well, you guys have affection for me. I'll take that as qualification. See, then you can come and be part of this. So that's the same. Anybody who has attraction for what we're doing is instantly qualified by the Lord. That's it. That's simple. Okay. So those who are adverse, well, that's part of the attraction. Okay, fine. But those who are actually, really like what we do, they will benefit so easily, so nicely, and everything will work out just because having affection will work for what we're doing here, this work. Okay, go ahead, Tom. That's all.
Hare Krishna. Let's see. You will not be attacked by delusion upon seeing my dance. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All of you, do not worry. Today you will be the most perfected and self-controlled yogis. You will not be attacked by delusion upon seeing my dance. Advaitacharya Srivas Pandit and all the other Vaishnavas became merry again and followed the Lord to Chandrasekhara's Acharya's house. Mother Sachidevi, accompanied by Vishnu Priya Devi, and the female relatives of all the Vaishnavas went to attend Chaitanya's dance performance, which they had heard would be a unique opportunity to see Chaitanya portraying Lakshmi Devi. Chandrasekhara Acharya was indeed a very fortunate soul to have Chaitanya reveal such unprecedented pastime in his house. Chandrasekhara Acharya was indeed a very fortunate soul to have Chaitanya reveal such an unprecedented pastime in his house. Chaitanya sat down with all the devotees and allocated the different roles out to them. Chaitanya sat down with all the devotees and allocated the different roles to them. Advaita Acharya, with folded hands, inquired repeatedly, "Which role would you like me to play?" Advaita Acharya, with folded hands, inquired repeatedly, "Which role would you like me to play?" Which role? Yes, wow, Hare Krishna. Which role? Ooh. Which role would you like me to play? The Lord replied, "All the roles are at your disposal. Choose whichever you like." Oh my God, wow. All the roles are at your disposal. Choose whichever you like. Oh, this is huge. This is wow. Advaita Acharya was at a loss as to which role to play. Advaita Acharya was at a loss as to which role to play. He made the usual expressions and danced about, floating on clouds of ecstasy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Whoa. Advaita Acharya was at a loss as to which role to play. He made the usual expressions and danced about, floating on clouds of ecstasy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The other Vaishnavas began a jubilant, melodious Krishna Kirtan, led by Mukunda, who sang with a clear, charming voice. Sing Rama, Krishna, Hari, Gopal, Govinda. Oh my God. Hare Krishna. First to enter the drama arena was Haridas Thakur, dressed as a guard, flourishing a fully grown, flowing moustache, a turban tied around his head, and a piece of cloth tied tightly around his waist. Hare Krishna. With an ominous looking stick, he warned everyone. With an ominous looking stick, he warned everyone. Here now, my brothers, look sharp and sit up. The Lord and soul of the universe, Sri Chaitanya, will now dance as Lakshmi Devi. He wiggled his stick and paced about as his body horripilated due to loving sentiments for Krishna. He wiggled his stick and paced about as his body horripilated due to loving sentiments for Krishna. In the audience, this stirred the same spiritual emotions. In the audience, this stirred the same spiritual emotions. With a loud and arrogant voice, he declared, "Worship Lord Krishna, render a service unto him and chant his holy names." The devotees broke out into peals of laughter. The devotees broke out into peals of laughter, seeing this new appearance of Haridas, and asked, "Who are you?" "What are you doing here?" Haridas Thakur replied, "I am a guard in Vaikunta. Continuously, I traveled everywhere to awaken Krishna consciousness in all." Wow. The Supreme Lord has left his eternal abode, Vaikunta, to descend here and distribute Krishna Prema indiscriminately and profusely. Wow, Hare Krishna. Today, he will dance in the role of Lakshmi Devi. So you should diligently and greedily collect the available love of Krishna. Wow. Whoa. Again. Today he will dance in the role of Lakshmi Devi. So you should diligently and greedily collect the available love of Krishna. Saying this, he twirled his handlebar mustache and moved about the arena, stomping and loudly exclaiming with his partner, Murari Gupta. Hare Krishna. Saying this, he twirled his handlebar mustache and moved about the arena, stomping and loudly exclaiming with his partner Murari Gupta. Both these devotees are pure, loving servants of Krishna. And indeed, Gaura Chandra is always residing within their hearts. Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Soon Srivas Pandit entered the arena. Soon Srivas Pandit entered the arena. He was dressed as Narada Muni and looking very joyful. He was dressed as Narada Muni and looking very joyful. He had a long, white beard. His body was decorated with line dots of sandalwood paste, and he carried a veena over his shoulders and held kushagras in his hands. He looked about himself as he stood in the middle of the arena. Ramai Pandit followed him in with a folded sitting mat under his arm. Ramai Pandit followed him in with a folded sitting mat under his arm, holding a renunciate's water pot. Ramai spread the mat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Lalita read a little bit now? You want to read a little bit, Lalita?
Okay.
Thanks, Tom. That was great reading.
I continue this? Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, Guru Maharaj. All glories to you, all glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, to Jagannath Babaji, to Bhaktivedanta Thakur, to Lord Nityananda, to Lord Chaitanya, to Srimati Radharani, and to Krishna. All glories, all glories. Soon, Srivasa Pandita entered the arena. He was dressed as Narada Muni and looking very joyful. He had a long white beard. His body was decorated with little dots of sandalwood paste. And he carried a veena. He carried a veena over his shoulders, and he held kusha grass in his hands. He looked about himself as he stood in the middle of the arena. Ramai Pandita, he followed him in with a folded sitting mat under his arm, holding a renunciate's water pot. Ramai spread the mat for Narada to sit upon. It was as if Narada Muni had appeared in person. The devotees were impressed. They were impressed with Narada's makeup, and they laughed in appreciation. But Advaita spoke up in a loud, grave voice. Who are you, and what brings you here? Srivas replied, listen carefully to my narration. Narada is my name. Narada is my name. I am a singer. I sing about Krishna and I travel. And I travel the length and breadth of this unlimited cosmos. I search in search of Krishna. I've just been to Vaikuntha, and there I was informed that Krishna has come. That Krishna has come to Navadvip. In Vaikuntha, I noticed that the houses were empty and practically no one was inside. I couldn't remain in such deserted place as if it were Vaikuntha. So I remembered my Lord and I came here. Today, my Lord is dancing here, dressed as Lakshmi Devi. That's why you find me here. That's why you find me here. When Srivas finished speaking, the Vaishnavas had no doubt that in speech, in looks, in action, in character, Srivas he was the very person as Narada, and the devotees greeted him with loud applause. Mother Sachi was sitting with the other pious and pure ladies. Drinking the nectar. Drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness. That flowed freely in the play. She asked Malini Devi, is that Pandita, your good husband? Malini replied, indeed, it is so. Sachi Devi is the mother of the universe. She marveled at Srivasa Pandita's present appearance and feeling uncontrollable joy. She fell down unconscious. Everyone was amazed at this wonderful sight. The ladies around Sachi Devi, they chanted Krishna's names into her ears. And slowly, she regained consciousness. And then, remembering Krishna, Govinda, she again became spiritually restless, making it difficult for the ladies to hold her still. Inside and outside the house, people were moved by wonderful, wonderful spiritual emotions. And they wept, oblivious of everything. Inside the dressing room, Vishvambara had finished dressing, and suddenly he was overcome and captured by the emotions. By the emotions and the moods of Rukmini Devi. The Lord forgot himself, thinking and feeling like the princess of Vidarbha. Rukmini Devi. He wanted to write a letter to Krishna for help. Tears rolled down his cheeks and became his ink. Mother Earth, the paper, and his finger, the pen. He wrote down the 7th verse of Rukmini's letter to Krishna from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:52-37. The enraptured devotees watched the drama with moistened eyes. Now hear these verses which call the Supreme Lord to become the husband, the only beloved and protector. To become the husband, the only beloved and protector of Rukmini Devi. Chaitanya started speaking with the mood. With the mood and emotion of Rukmini Devi. Sending her message to Sri Krishna, he said, "Oh, my matchless beauty, when I heard of your wonderful qualities, all the material miseries that have set me on fire were quickly removed. The sight, the sight of your charming face is the rarest treasure of the world. Only those who are giving the eyes to see, to see this wonderful sight, by the Lord's mercy, they are truly able to see. O lion, lion-hearted Yadu King, your fame has fed my heart's desire. To reach out to you in this universe, which chaste maiden can resist the attraction of your lotus feet if she has had but once the opportunity to worship you. Your absence, erudition, aristocracy, character, wealth, beauty, good behavior, and palaces all seem futile and empty. O Supreme Lord, please forgive me my shamelessness, for I cannot refrain my yearning heart from rushing out to meet you. Thus, I have earned your lotus feet, and I offer you my mind and my intelligence. Am I am I very life to you? Now kindly make me your your maidservant by accepting me as your wife. Let not terrible fate make me the object of Sishopal's pleasure. Oh Lord, let me be. Let me be your property. So that which is meant for me, which is meant for the lion, may not be usurped by the jackal. Luckily, I know this pastime of Rukmini. That's why Krishna is so merciful. That's why I can enjoy this. I read it in Chaitanya Mangala. Same with Narada Muni. I know him. I know him already. If I have truly worshipped and served the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ashuta, Vishnu, by austerity, pious works, sacrifices, charity, rituals and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, brahmanas and gurus, then may Gadagraya, the Lord who holds the mace, come and take my hand, and not Damascus. Let him take my hand, and not Damasgosa son Sishupal or anyone else. May you become my eternal master, and Sishupal be driven out of my life forever. This is the only favor I ask of you. Tomorrow I am supposed to wed this Shishopal, so come immediately without delay. At first, remain secretly near the palace in hiding, and then enter the palace assembly with your army. You must take me from the midst of such kings as Saibya, Salva, and Jarasandha with your valor and might. This is the opportunity to show off. This is the opportunity to show off your Kshatriya pride and strength. Your wife is not meant to be desecrated by Shishupal. However, you will have to kidnap me. From amongst my friends and relatives. So you must be careful not to harm them. I have a plan how this can be accomplished, and I place it for approval at your lotus feet. It's customary in our family that the bride to be visits the temple of Durga Devi on the day before her marriage. This is the best chance for you to kidnap me without hurting my friends. Forgive me, my lord, if I sound offensive, but the dust of your lotus feet is coveted by all the goddesses and demigods, and even Lord Shiva. He desires to cover his body with this dust. Maybe it must be covered, but there is written coveted. If you don't offer me the same as a token of your mercy, then I surely take an oath to quit this body. Oh, my Lord, Sir Lord, please listen. I am willing to go through as many lifetimes as is required, but I must receive the dust of your lotus feet. Chaitanya turned to the Brahmana and he said, "Have you carefully heard, O Brahmana? Now run swiftly to Krishna with this message and beg him on my behalf." Thus, the Lord manifested Rukmini's mood and emotions. Making the devotees sometimes weep and at other times laugh. All this happening under the influence of love of Krishna. Chandrasekhara's house reverberated with the jubilant sounds. With the jubilant sounds of Lord Hari's name. Haridas continued his duty as a guard who wakes up everyone. And Srivasa Pandita, playing Narada Muni, contributed by dancing. The first scene ended upon this merry note. The second scene commenced with Gadadhara Pandita as Rava Devi entering the arena with an old lady companion and acted by Brahmananda. Brahmananda was so well accustomed with a net-like cloth draped over the shoulders that he was unrecognizable in his role as an old lady with a stick in one hand and a basket clamped under the other arm. Haridas inquired, "To where are your ladies traveling?" Brahmananda replied, "Mathura is our destination." Srivasa Pandita probed further, "Who are your husbands?" Brahmananda relayed, "Why must you know that?" Srivasa, "Is it not proper to ask?" Brahmananda simply said, "Yes, yes," and he shook his head. Gangadasa said, "Where will you stay today?" Brahmananda replied, Why do you ask? Oh, will you give us a place? Gangadharva said, that is a big request. No need for further discussions. You should move away from here. Advaita Acharya then spoke up. What is the necessity for such interrogations? Other wives are to be respected as one's mother, so why talk in this manner? However, my lord is extremely fond of singing and dancing. So dance now, and you will receive some handsome rewards. Advaita Acharya's words were soothing to Gadadhara Pandita, and being encouraged and pleased, he began to dance. He was dressed as Rama Devi, Lakshmi Devi, and his dancing was enrapturing. The devotees sang appropriate songs in accompaniment. The devotees found themselves unable to remain patient. They were moved to tears by Gadadhara's ecstatic dancing. Gadadhara's tears of love of Krishna, they cascaded down to be received most gratefully by the fortunate Mother Earth. It was as if Ganga Devi had appeared in person. Indeed, the transcendental eternal potency of Lord Krishna was perfectly portrayed. As Lord Chaitanya would so often say, Gadadhara is my dearest companion from Vaikuntha. Those present in the assembly, the performing artists and the audience were enraptured in Krishna Prem by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. All around, Lord Hari's name was chanted loudly, accompanied by tears of loving ecstasy. Gadadhara Pandita, steeped in the mood of a gopi, he danced and danced. And just then, Vishwabhara, he entered the arena, dressed as the original pleasure potency of the Lord. Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani. In his front, Nityananda, as the old grandmother Purnamasi. He walked slightly. He bent, looking astutely about herself. Her whole demeanor exuded ecstatic love for Krishna. The Vaishnava assembly greeted them with loud, jubilant applause. It was impossible to recognize Chaitanya, as he had dressed himself very well, and he looked most charming. The audience saw just two ladies, the elderly lady played by Nityananda Prabhu, and the young enchantress played by Chaitanya. But nothing indicated their actual identities. The assembly tried to guess who was who, but nobody could definitely decide. they started to wonder, had Rama Devi, Lakshmi Devi, just now appeared out of the ocean, or were this Sita Devi, the consort of Lord Ramachandra? Maybe she were Mahalakshmi, the eternal consort of Lord Narayana, or Parvati Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva. Is this the most precious gem of Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani, or perhaps Ganga Devi, or even Mahamaya? Each devotee imagined and guessed without recognizing the Lord. Even persons who had known the Lord since birth, they were also fully deceived. What to speak of other people being misled? Even Mother Sachi Devi failed to recognize her own son. She said, "This must be Lakshmi Devi herself. Come here to dance." The concert and pleasure potency of the Lord, Srimati Radharani, is inconceivable. And Lord Hari, the Supreme Lord himself, he was now playing her part. The bewitching form of the Lord's concert and potency had put Shiva and Parvati Devi into illusion. Yet, presently, the assembled Vaishnava did not experience the same effect by the Lord's special grace upon them. The Lord showed his unlimited compassion on the Vaishnavas. Like a mother tending her young ones. All the devotees felt that the beautiful concert manifested by Chaitanya was their mother on a visit from the spiritual realm. Their exaltations were unreserved, and they forgot themselves. Advaita and all the devotees were swept away on waves of spiritual bliss in love of Krishna. Seeing their beloved Lord dressed in the robe of Lakshmi Devi, Vishvabhara, this Lakshmi Devi, was the universal mother as he danced, being overtaken by different emotions. The singer sang appropriate songs, complimenting